All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises and glory and honors to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of Well. Peace and blessings and citations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Awadah, the house of David. All right, so before I get into it, man, I'm going to say this, man, before I get into the video that I want to do, right? Don't let 5 and 6 days or 7 days or 10 days or whatever the case may be. Now, I know brothers may, we got to go to the plantation. We got to work in slavery. Esau is killing us by working us to death. But don't let 5 and 6 and 7 days go by on your channel where you haven't put up a video, man. That's what Apostle Tahar always harped on that. And make sure you put up something, man. It may be 1 or 2 videos, right? It may be a video where you only bring out 2 or 3 scriptures, you see? But it doesn't matter, man. You're feeding the lambs and the sheep of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You see? Don't let 5 and 6 and 7 and 10 days go by on your channel where you haven't put up a video. You always got to be feeding and edifying somehow, man. Now, we know there's going to be people that's going to come and view our channels, right? And they're just going to sit there, just watch the videos and scoff and laugh and talk they should do whatever they want to do. But, hey, as long as you're feeding the ones, the Lord's elect, the Lord's hopeful elect, hey, man, that's all you can do, man. You're doing your job. You see, you're standing upon your watch, you understand? All right, so without further ado, let's go into the video, man. All right, so let me get this here in Psalms real quick before we get into the scriptures. Before we get into the article that I have. Let's go to Psalm, the 83rd chapter, right? And let's go to the first verse. It says, a song or a psalm of Asaph. It says, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, right? And a tumult, right? Meaning they made, let's go into it real quick, a tumult. See, and let's show you what the word tumult means. Tumult, right? A murmur, a growling, a roar, right? Let's play it.
Strong's H, 1993. Hama. Hama.
Hama, right? To murmur, growl, right? Roar, cry, aloud, mourn, rage, sound, make a noise, a tumult, be clamorous, right? To be disquieted, to be loud, be moved, be troubled, be in an uproar. And that's right. And our enemies are in an uproar. You see, against us, man. Right? Now, as you know, Moab, you see, making all these artificial intelligent robots. I've been putting up a lot of them on my channel lately, man, because that's what we going into. This is the world that you're coming into, man. All right? Now, see, when that CV-19 went down, right? Who you think they try to say, oh, all right, Moab? Well, the whole thing of this setting up a new world order with surveillance and things of that nature, the prototype has got to be Moab with Esau. You see, he's the prototype. And when you look over in China and all these areas in that nature, man, you'll see that what they have set up over there, right? And you see how they have surveillance and so on and so forth over there in those areas, man. You see? It says because they're all in one cahoots into taking down you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites. Okay? It says to growl, to murmur, right? It says to roar, to be in a stare, be in commotion, to be boisterous, be turbulent. Okay? All right? Clamorous, moved, raged, raging, tumultuous, right? An uproar, disquieted, sound, roar, noise. You see? All right? So cry aloud, to be disquieted, right? And I already read all of those, okay? So let's go back here. All right, let's go into the latter verse. It says, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head, right? Because all these nations that became proud against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? You see? It says they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted, right? And consulted against thy hidden ones. The hidden ones are the Israelites, right? Because your true nationality has been stripped away from you. You see? Those names, the names that you once held, Judah, all the way down to Issachar, was replaced with Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, right? North American Indians, and so on and so forth, man. Your true nationality has been stripped away from you. We lost our heritage going into Jeremiah 17. I think it's Jeremiah 17 and 4, if I'm not mistaken, you know. Let's continue on. Verse 4, it says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, right? Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, right? That the nation of Israel may be no more in remembrance. You see? Hold on. Give me 1 second, brothers. Yep. It says, verse 5, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent, and they are confederate against thee. Now, there's going to name off the enemies, right? And our top enemies is who? The Ishmaelites, right? The top three, starting with the top three right there. The tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagareans, Gabal, Ammon, and Amalek, the croissant tops, the small hat, the tiny top, right? The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur, right, also is joined with them, and they have hope in the children of Lot, Salah, you see? All right? So our enemies are against us. What they want to do, what does Esau Edom want to do? He wants to chip everybody here on the planet globally. See, he wants to throw your ass into a 15-minute smart city. Red list, blue list, yellow list, concentration camps. You see? He wants to give you a biometrics identification, track, trace, and control. Smart city, meaning surveillance, monitoring, analysis, reporting, and tracking. That's a smart city. See, where you're always being watched. You become the UPC with that chip inside of you. Take that chip, Yahweh Shem Yahshai going to destroy you. I'm going to tell you that straight and plain. All right? You take that RFID microchip, Yahweh Shem Yahshai going to destroy your ass. Okay? You see? You're going to die here on this side by ICBM intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right? And the concentrated fire being shot down from the chariots, right, of the angels. Okay? Simple and plain, just like that. All right? And so pretty much is our enemies, right? Our enemies, they got ways they want to come up against us. What do you think they are they in the hood to suppress you, man? All of our enemies have done nothing but suppressed us here in this land over here, man. Starting with Esau Edom. All right? And we're going to bust Esau Edom's head up, man. Okay? He's going to serve a hardcore bondage in the kingdom, man. All right? And then he's going to be Obadiah 1 and 18. The rest of you other nations, you're going to go back to your home, but you still going to serve us. You're going to serve our power, too. You're going to serve Yahweh Shem Yahshai. You're going to bow down. All of you. You see? All of you. Not one of you is not going to serve Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Not one of you in the camp is not going to, because we're going to bust your head wide open. All right? You see? So let's go here into these, let's go here. Let me get this article. Right? So this is China. China opens a robot schools to train humanoids for factory and logistics work. The centers have generated millions of data points, right? Data points to prepare robots for real-world deployment. It says China is accelerating efforts to move humanoid robots beyond demonstrations into practical real-world roles. According to Global Times, the country is running robot schools dedicated to training humanoids for various real-world tasks with the aim of commercializing next-gen robotics, you see? And that's why they want to replace everybody's jobs with what? These robots. If you haven't watched the movie I, Robot, I think you need to just go sit down and watch it, man. You see? This is what this thing is all about, okay? Every time I pop up every time I go on, right, there's nothing, it always talks about robots, man. robotics. This is the world that you're going into. Okay, this is what Esau has going on. The fourth industrial revolution, which is ran with generational robots, humanoid robots, right, to replace humans. You see, to get you up out of here, ship you, throw you into a smart city, 15-minute smart city, by the way, track, trace, and control with nothing but analysis, right, to keep you further into slavery and to destroy a lot of people on the earth and keep a small amount, according to the Georgia Guidestones, keep the population of the 500 million people. Henceforth, why a lot of these people back in back when CV19 was going on, they made your ass take that jab. You see, and they told you 5 years down the line, well, we'll see what happens. And guess what? Guess what? A lot of you dropped dead. You see, right? It's all depopulation. You see, that's what that was all about. That's what the pestilence coming from on high. You see, from the Heavenly Father, right? Because everything is done through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, it says the move comes after China successfully displayed its humanoid technology at a spring festival gala earlier in February. Provinces such as Ahai and Zohi Japang, right, and Shandong are established robot training centers in rapid succession to accelerate the commercialization of emerging robotics technology. All right. It says, as of now, a training center in Shandong is tutoring dozens of humanoids in basic tasks, right? Tutoring dozens of humanoids in basic tasks such as carrying trays, folding clothes, and retrieving water from shelves. All right, it says training robots require far more complex data than most other AI fields, unlike text or images used to train traditional artificial intelligence models. The data needed for more humanoid robots cannot be sourced online. It says it must be generated through direct interaction with the machines. You see, it says the data in question includes information on joint movements, speed, rotation, visible input, all right, touch, pressure, and force. It says to support the effort, China has established more than 40 state-backed robot data collection centers by the end of last year, with 24 already in operation. These facilities typically house dozens of robots in large office-like spaces spanning thousands of square meters, where human operators repeatedly perform simple tasks alongside with machines to generate and record detailed data on key physical actions. All right. It says Laju, a humanoid robot company that established a robot training center. I'm not even going to say that. It says with the state support, has created environments such as an automobile assembly line, a smart home, and an elder care facility within 10,000 square feet in space. It says it operates 16 humanoid robot training programs. It says in some cases, robots equipped with virtual reality, right, or motion captured systems perform tasks such as returning empty boxes, sorting materials, and packing products. The data generated at the center reaches about 6 million entries per year, the highest in China. The humanoid robot trained there have acquired more than 20 functions with a reported task successes rate of 95%. At another center in Hubei, I guess is how you say it. It says around 100 humanoid robots generate data by repeatedly performing actions such as folding and ironing clothes and wiping tables hundreds of times. It says from training to industry. It says unless you train robots in real situations, you can You cannot try to advance technology, say Lao Chu, Li Chao. It says CTO and CO founder of Deep Robotics, with government policies that promote robot adoption. We can try actual deployments and discover use cases, new use cases. This is part of most employed overseas. He added. All right, let me see how much we got. This is the last little bit of it. Right, it says robot training centers have helped generate tangible revenue for robotics companies. Three data collection centers. Not even gonna say it, man. It says not even gonna try to begin to pronounce that. It says delivered humanoid robot sales with 566 million yuan, about 121.9 billion won to the Chinese robots company UB Tech Robotics. Humanoid robots are expected to be introduced first in manufacturing industries such as automobile factories and in logistics, where many tasks are simple and repetitive. All right, so let's go into some scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Moab, right? You see, Moab is real proud, but Moab is going to be my damn washpot, man. You see? Let me get this here in the book of Psalm 108. All right? Psalm 108 and verse number 9. It says, Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast my shoe. That's right. And I'm going to cast my shoe over Edom, man. You see? This is King David speaking. I'm going to cast my shoe over Edom. See? Tired of these devils, man. All right? Tired of these devils. They're going back into division. They're going back into slavery. Esau, Edom is going to be destroyed. All right? After his 1,000 years of hardcore bondage. Right? Moab, you're going to be cooking meals. All right? And you're going to be cooking righteous meals. You ain't going to be cooking that cat, rat, and dog that you be cooking up in them damn Chinese stores, man. Everything you're going to do is you're going to do it in righteousness. All right? We're going to put our foot in your ass. You see? Excuse my French, man. You know, I don't mean to, try to cuss a lot in my videos, but, I've been trying to calm down on that. You see? It says, in Edom will I cast out my shoe over, and Philistia will I triumph. You see? And Philistia will I triumph, man. All right? Let me get Isaiah 16. Isaiah 16 and 6. Right? It says, we have heard the pride of Moab. Right? We have heard the pride of Moab. Because Moab is real proud. And real proud gooks. You see? It says, and he is very proud, even of his haughtiness and his pride and his wrath, but his lies shall be not so. You see? All right, let me get Jeremiah 48. Jeremiah 48. Let's get verse number 16 first. All right. It says, the calamity of Moab is near to come, and his affliction hasted fast. You see, and that's what his affliction is coming, man. You see, because they think they're going to be the next superpower after Esau goes down. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not going to be the next superpower. You're going right into captivity. You see, you're going to go back into your land, but you're going to serve us. You see, you're going to serve us for eternity. Okay, that's your future, Moab. You don't have a bright future. You see. And when we mention about Moab, we're talking about the so-called Chinese. That's Moab. Okay? All right, let's go down here to verse number 29. Okay? It says, we have heard the pride of Moab, and he is exceedingly proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy, right? And his pride and his haughtiness of his mind. See, of his heart. His la'ab. Okay? His la'ab. All right? Let's go down to verse number 47. Right? It says, yet will I bring again the captivity of Moab in the latter days. And we're in the latter days. You see, said the Lord, because they're going into captivity. All these other nations is going into captivity, man. And ain't nothing they can do to stop it. Thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're going into captivity. Okay? You see? Let's read it again. It says, yet will I bring again the captivity of Moab in the latter days, saith Yahweh, saith the Lord Yahweh. And thus far is the judgment of Moab, you see? Because you all going to pay for all of your hand in our slavery, man. All right? All you nations have had a hand in bringing us down one way or another. You see? All of it's just simple and plain. Okay? Let me get Ezekiel 25. Right? Ezekiel 25 and 11. And it reads this. Matter of fact, it reads this in Ezekiel 25 and 11. It says, and I will execute judgments upon Moab, and they shall know that I am the Lord. You see? So the Lord is going to execute judgment upon you Moabites, man. You're going to get judgment just like Esau, Edom is going to get, just like all the rest of the nations is going to get. You're going to get judgment. You see, all your proudness with making all these humanoid robots and all these things that you're doing with all this technology, right? Well, all that stuff is going to be destroyed. The Lord is going to obliterate all this stuff. World War III, all of it is going to be obliterated, man. You see, it's all going to go bye-bye, all up in smoke. All right? Let me get my last scripture in Zephaniah, the 2nd chapter. All right? Zephaniah, the 2nd chapter. Let's go to the 9th verse. We're going to end it off there. All right? It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of hosts, saith Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh of armies, right? The power of Israel. Surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon, right? And Ammon is you Japanese, right? As Gomorrah, even the breeding of nettles and salt pits and perpetual desolation, the residue of my people shall spoil them. And the remnant is talking about Israelites, the elect, the hopeful elect of my people shall possess them, right? It says, this shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts, Yahweh of hosts. Hey, so with that, we're going to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Marakak and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Ruel. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Dawadah, the house of David. Kwam Yasha Allah, Abba Babal, Shalom.